It's not the bike's fault. To me, it's not Bajaj's fault. It's the fact that it is at an affordable price point, offering you genuinely quick performance. How high can you raise this bar before it becomes trouble?
So that's the point I was coming to, because we started out by saying that its VFM quotient is its strength, was one of its key strengths.
Yeah.
But the more we are talking about this, the more I'm thinking that that's actually what's getting in its way as well from becoming what it could be as a flagship.
Yeah, this bike's price automatically puts it in the danger zone because new riders can afford it. New riders getting up to a 40 bhp bike, even though you have some basic traction control, ABS, etc. I'm scared to recommend it.
Oh God.
Right? The easiest 40 bhp bike in that sense to recommend are sleepy 40 bhp bikes, which is why the Speed 400 might work. The 390 Adventure X, because it only has the street mode, might work. Right? These are motorcycles which are calm enough. They give you the room to grow into it and to understand and then exploit the performance. They don't scare you at the beginning. They will not put you in a challenge where you've not anticipated how fast this machine will get. Right? The 390 Duke is the opposite example of that. It's just so quick and so responsive that you may not have the capacity to understand that time scale.
It can overwhelm you,
Right? So on the Pulsar, I am happy that the road mode has not fundamentally changed from being reasonably mild. It's good. But the sport mode is right there. You can select it.
So then how do they fix this?
I think this is a weird...
Forget about the touch points and the looks and all. I'm talking about the riding experience. How do they fix it?
No, they can't. It's a weird...
That's what I'm trying to figure it out.
They can't. It's a weird place to be. You're basically saying my license system in India allows me to buy anything. Karthik, there's nothing in India that says you couldn't buy a Hayabusa as your first bike. That's just dangerous. In that situation, the only barrier you have for a fast machine is its price.
Yeah.
So the Duke 390 happens to be just under 4 lakh rupees, let's call it. That is a barrier.
Yeah.
But if that Duke was 1 lakh rupees, everybody and their uncle would be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Then the crash statistics, accident statistics, that old thing about Pulsars, the KTM being certain kinds of machines, all of this would be a lot more widespread because you can access that performance and nothing in law stops you from doing it. We need that stratified license to come. The reason why we need it is this exact issue. And that's why the NS400Z is in a weird place. It's not the bike's fault. To me, it's not Bajaj's fault. It's the fact that it is at an affordable price point, offering you genuinely quick performance. How high can you raise this bar before it becomes trouble?
So that's the point I was coming to, because we started out by saying that its VFM quotient is its strength, was one of its key strengths. But the more we are talking about this, the more I'm thinking that that's actually what's getting in its way as well from becoming what it could be as a flagship. Because now you're thinking, hey, it's so accessible, but then I also need to keep it soft enough and easy enough for people to be able to manage
I told you, it's a middle bike. And it's the middle ground that costs this bike, 100%.
My God, talk about a double-edged sword.
Yeah, think about it like this, right? Bajaj has to manage KTM as a brand. It's their brand. I mean, they are owners now officially, right? So from the 200cc KTM all the way out till the 390, which is the Indian production, and then whatever is imported, etc., they have to manage that brand spread.
But I actually don't feel that the Pulsar and KTM, just by virtue, even if you were to say, let's say chassis aspect remains the same, engine performance steps up massively. It becomes KTM-ish, not that much, because there's lots of other things why it will feel KTM-ish. Would I be willing to say that, no, I won't spend that additional lakh for the KTM, right? The KTM buyer is looking for that technological tour de force, the cutting edge experience. So even if this were, let's say, instead of a lakh 20, if it was a lakh, the gap, does it make me change my decision?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you think about it, the image that we have in our heads of Yamaha, as opposed to what Yamaha is actually doing in the country, that image that we have is more or less the same for Pulsar, for Yamahas and for KTMs. The smaller differences are more nuanced, but the big picture I have is enthusiast, fast, fun to ride. That's not a Honda in your head. In India, it's not a Suzuki in your head. It's a Yamaha, which they don't give us. It's a Duke, which has other connotations because it's orange and all of that kind of thing, and Pulsar. Where's the fourth brand in that? And Bajaj has to manage two brands that talk to the same brain space. One is an expensive brand and is a little more extreme as a design, the design being the brand's design, and then there is the Pulsar, which is the more massy version of this, right? But how do you give a mass person a highly sharp tool and then say it will work out? Right? If you think about it in terms of knives, and it's a good example for me because The chefs use the sharpest knives.
Yeah.
But at home, you will usually be warned not to use the sharp knife because the sharp knife can cut. But what the chefs understand about sharp knives is because you don't put force downward into it because it's so sharp, you can modulate where the knife goes and therefore the risk of accidents reduces. You can use the sharpness to have a safety and performance advantage. But the base level where we've not thought about how knives work, the average, I'm not even saying amateur cook, I'm saying the person who has to cook. They want a blunt knife because they think they won't cut themselves. It's the same for these kind of products. You can have a lot of very, very dangerous riding happen with an average 40 bhp bike today. They all have like what, 150 kmph top speeds. But this particular one happens to be super affordable. How sharp can you make it? How sharp can you make it before it comes and bites you in the ass?
I wanted to have a big ass handle. That's what I'm saying. I was like, okay, don't make it sharp, make it like that. Like it should feel like a weapon in that
No,
sense.
and I think Bajaj is still working through the resolution of it. For example, if KTMs are doing up to 400cc motorcycles in India, made in India, sold in India at these prices, why isn't there a Bajaj 500 Pulsar? They know how to make those. Why is there no Bajaj 500 Twin Pulsar, which is sitting at 2.5 lakh rupees and still doing the value thing while offering you a much more refined experience with genuine performance? Because to me, the Indian...
And still easy performance.
Yeah, the Indian naked motorcycle, a naked motorcycle that does not immediately reference a classic 350 or a KTM 390 Duke. I think there is a lot of space for that kind of motorcycle to exist, but where is it? Can you buy one? I don't think it exists. And to me, a Pulsar 500 with a reasonable amount of performance and ultra smooth because it's a twin, it's right there. But the motorcycle doesn't exist. You've just watched a 3 to 5 minute clip on the MotorInc Clips channel, which means either you are an exceptionally talented millennial or Gen Z, or you're a much older person. In either case, would you like a challenge? Our main channel has videos that are at least 5 to 8 times longer, and they make 5 to 8 times more sense, I promise. Would you like to check it out? Come to the MotorInc channel.